Welcome, everyone, to the Ultimate Advisors Resource podcast. Today, I've got Madeline Nelson, our marketing director here, and I'm Jordan Pence. Advisors Resource Company is our company. We help advisors like you write more life insurance and annuities. And today, we've got an exciting topic, the one big, beautiful bill, the OB3, as our friend Susan calls it. I think that's the best way to say it because OBBB.
One big, beautiful bill.
Yeah, that's kind of long. That's kind of long. So we're going to go through the highlights. Madeline's going to ask a couple of questions, and hopefully you'll get something out of this that you can take back to your clients to talk to them about, because this type of stuff is on everybody's mind, and you should always be talking to your clients, updating them on this type of stuff. It's just a good reason to reach out to your clients, right?
Yes, absolutely. Now, I set this up to be kind of quick. I think I called it a 15-minute rapid recap. So we're going to blaze through these questions and learn a lot in a little time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So starting out, what are just the biggest opportunities that you can see throughout this bill?
That's a really good question. And I think the biggest opportunities are specifically in, I think, the business owner space, especially with dealing with the clients that, you know, you want to work with. There's some big changes, and maybe, you know, we can talk a little bit more about those right now. The biggest thing that everybody's talking about is no tax on tips, right? And no tax on overtime. Now, this is going to impact some of your clients on the overtime side, and some of your clients, maybe they're employees, right? If you're working with a lot of business owners. So the no tax on tips thing, you're basically excluding or deducting up to $25,000 of tip income or overtime income, subject to income level phase outs. On the tips, I think it's $40,000. On the overtime, I want to say $150,000, but don't quote me on that.
So are a lot of people reaching those limits or not really? Like, is that a pretty...
Well, I mean, think about your typical, waiter, waitress. I mean, they might be doing it part-time. Maybe they're hitting $40,000 of income on it. If you are over $40,000, it starts to get phased out. So,
okay, I gotcha.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know how much they make.
I mean,
I've
you
never
can
been a waitress, so 40,000. Okay.
I mean, I did it when I was in high school, and I made a decent amount of money, and I wasn't really working very hard. So I imagine if you really worked at it, you could do pretty well.
Alrighty, well, that's good for them. That's no longer taxed.
Exactly. So now, for the people that most of our advisors are working with, that would be the business owner space. There's three things that I think are the biggest impacts. Number one, the bonus depreciation. That was starting, or the accelerated depreciation, that was starting to be phased out. So things like, buying a truck and depreciating it all in the first year and stuff like that was sort of, was starting to go away. It was like kind of stair-stepping down, and it was going to be phased out over the next couple of years. Well, now that's back.
Oh, okay.
The next thing is the QBI, Qualified Business Income Deduction. This, I think everybody should know about and should really understand if you're a financial advisor. Let's talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And then the other big thing was the estate tax exemption. The estate tax exemption was made permanent. It was set to sunset
but it's permanent.
It's permanent until they change it, I guess.
Right. That's how Susan put it.
Yes, that's exact. And she's correct.
Now, if you're wondering, the podcast we're referencing, we had Susan Bryant of Unboxed Advisors on, and so she was back maybe 3 or 4 episodes ago.
Yeah.
A really great show with her. Definitely check it out.
It was right around, we talked about tax planning, but it was right around the time that this bill was passing, and so she gave a lot of insight into it. But estate tax exemption, permanent, $15 million. It was set to sunset at the end of this year, so there was a lot of planning done, a lot of people talking about planning, a lot of people
At a sunset
doing
just
planning.
mean like it's over.
So the current exemption, or before this bill, was somewhere around, oh my gosh, it was like 12, 13 million per spouse. And that was set to sunset and go back down to around 6 or 7 million.
Just decrease.
Yeah, so it was made higher with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017
Okay.
or 2018.
I thought it was 2017.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Of 20 something, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act raised it, and then the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was set to sunset at the end of 2025. And so that's the big news about the QBI being expanded, and the bonus depreciation and things like that, which are really a big deal for most business owners.
Right.
So I think high level, the three big takeaways for your business owner clients, and there's a few things around the edges. We don't talk about it that much, but the state and local tax exemption.
Is that SALT?
Yeah. The SALT deduction went up to $40,000. In Texas, we don't really talk about it as much, but if we do have high property taxes, people think of the SALT deduction with high state income taxes.
Okay.
So the limit on that is now $40,000 instead of $10,000. So that's a pretty big jump.
It is.
And that in Texas, if you have a big house and you're paying a lot of property taxes, that could matter.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of advisors' clients do. So
Yeah, if you're working with the right type of clients and they've got a big beautiful house. Then
yeah, that's so funny.
So I think that's the big highlights.
Okay, yeah, thanks. So I guess moving on, can you kind of give advisors some actionable insights? Like what can they actively start doing to help support their clients moving forward?
That's a great question. And if I take a step back, the estate tax thing, that's an opportunity to just talk to people. Your ultra high net worth people that have done no planning. Look, now the estate exemption is permanent. Let's start doing some planning. So your people that are worth over 15 million if they're single, or if they're married, 30 million, you need to talk to them and say, the OB3 made the estate exemption permanent. It's time to do some planning.
Right.
That will lend itself to trust planning, irrevocable life insurance trusts, different. You can call us. We can help you with that.
Absolutely.
We'd be happy to help you with that. But that's maybe a bit more narrow. I mean,
all right. Well, they were planning around one thing, and now that one thing has changed, and so
Exactly.
they need to adjust accordingly if necessary.
or they hadn't planned because they were, everything's up in the air and we're not sure what we're going to do.
Right.
So now's the opportunity to really make some solid plans. Now, the amount of clients that people have that fit that profile might be not very many. So for the vast majority of your business owner clients, if they're making, so the QBI is what I'm going to talk about, but the QBI is very important because what it is a 20% deduction of your qualified business income. So
Nice.
if you make up to, the phase out's $450,000, make $450,000 in a business, you get to write off or not pay taxes on 20% of that income. So it's effectively reducing your taxes by 20%.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big deal. And, you got to plan around like W-2s and things like that. So there's a few nuances with this, but that's the essence of it is, okay, and you don't want to go over that. If you're like,
Yeah,
you
what
don't
happens
want to
if
make,
you go over that? You have to like strategically not.
well, yeah, so you
more.
don't necessarily want to make $550,000
Because then
because
your tax savings would have more money made then.
exactly, you'll lose that 20% deduction. So there's some planning tools that advisors should be talking to their clients. Now, you could have been doing this for the last 7 years because this started in 2018, but it's been made permanent. It was set to sunset at the end of this year. So this is a big deal, and we need to be talking to our clients about it. But
Absolutely.
basically, what you can do is use various qualified plans, various tools, cash balance plans, things like that to get somebody's income down to where they're within that threshold.
Right.
And if I was an advisor, if I had clients that were on the border of that income level, I'd be talking to them about doing qualified plans to get their income down. Now, again, if they're spending every dollar they're making, then you can't really do much. But
Well, it's definitely an opportunity to put some strategy behind it and use it smartly.
well, I think there's a lot of planning opportunities with it because, again, if you're just beyond the phase out, the amount of additional taxes that you're going to pay is significant because you get the 20% discount on your business income or the 20% deduction on your qualified business income if you meet those qualifications. And that can be pretty big.
It will be, yeah. Excuse me. So even if their clients only fit, like only a few clients are in that category, is it still worth it for advisors to educate all their clients, maybe send out an email or letter or something, just kind of educating them about it? Or what do you think?
I think that's a great idea, and that's exactly what you should do is you should send them an email, you should update them on it. Any and all of your business owner clients, I would be visiting with them. Telling about the QBI. I would talk all day long about the QBI with my business owner clients and asking them, well, where do you think you're going to be at the end of the year?
Yep.
You think you're going to make $550,000? Okay, if that's the case, then you got to figure out a way to get that down to $450,000.
Right.
And whether that's, setting up a qualified plan for your business and getting your income down, or maybe doing some entity planning and things like that. There's a lot of different options. But the bottom line is these changes aren't big changes, right? It's not like the QBI was invented this year. The QBI has been around for the last 7 years. It was just set to sunset at the end of this year.
Right.
And it's a good opportunity to remind your clients of, hey, this is an opportunity, a planning opportunity that you really ought to think about. Now, again, everybody's going to love to talk about the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. So having those facts and sending out those facts and just talking to people about those facts,
It's interesting.
It's
People
just like
do
kind of
wanna
a
know, and it makes you look like you're smart. And
exactly. It's not that you're not smart, but it's just a good talking point, and it's a good reason to reach out to your clients. I'll tell you what, Bill, we had on a couple weeks ago as well. Any excuse to reach out to your clients, especially your good clients, and talk to them, and
It's
make
true.
yourself look as a
Advisor.
resource, as an advisor, as a source of knowledge, as a source of information that's helpful and useful, I think makes a big difference.
Absolutely. You want, a financial advisor to be the most trusted advisor, but
They
that's not always
aren't
the case.
currently, as we've discussed in other events. So
Yes. All right, Jordan. Well, I think you've answered all my questions really well. I've learned a lot about OB3 during this session. And are there any final thoughts?
just talk to your clients. I think they'll want to hear from you. They'll want to hear about the bonus depreciation. They'll want to hear about the qualified business income. These are all very important planning opportunities. And I think the OB3, really the main thing that it did was make permanent a lot of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2018. A lot of that stuff was set to expire, and now it's not. It's
Yep.
somewhat permanent, I guess.
Well, that's great to know. Well, thank you so much, Jordan, for joining me today.
Thanks, Madeline.
All right.
Thanks.